Hey, so it's David here. I'm with my lovely friend Joe. Here, looking really cool as always.
Bless you.
And
Off to
we're
save the world.
off to save the world. That's right, Joe. And we're heading towards the Indian. I won't say it just yet because there's a police car nearby. We're heading towards the Indian embassy for a gathering outside there to protest in favour of the Indian Punjabi farmers who are being mistreated by the Indian government and by many other, let's say, corporations in the world. So we are supporting Indian farmers for their civil rights, their right to farm their own produce, get a decent salary, and not be coerced into medical procedures which are going to damage them and their families for generations. So yes, we are back out, so watch out. So this is our gathering up here. We are in solidarity with the Punjabi farmers. See, it's a fairly small gathering at the moment, but we've got a fair amount of people.
We know it. We're on in every way. We protest every week, you know. You guys should be joining us in our protests.
Definitely.
Now then, viewers, you can watch the fast comic strip while this lot go and get made presents.
The Oddbod family with Loud Lucy. Oh, I do enjoy a good wedding, Lucy. And it's such a beautiful day.
Mum! Mum! It's not half Betty over there! The one you sent out like the people!
ਇਹਦਾ ਕਾਰਨ ਕੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਫਸਲਾਂ ਦੀ ਨਸਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਰਾਤੇ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਉਸ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਧਰਤ ਮਾਤਾ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਧਰਤੀ ਮਾਂ ਆ ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡਾ I am a Kashmiri activist. My organization is called PPF.
And what brings you here today?
Actually, every year, not today first time, I've done about 88 protests outside Indian High Commission. Today is the 15th August and it's a black day for all the Kashmiris worldwide.
What can we do to help the cause?
You know, the British government, they're the creator of the problems, and I think they should intervene and resolve this Kashmir issue once for all.
Do you not fear that their involvement may make things worse?
You know, obviously they get Britain likes to get involved in everything, even in Afghanistan, everywhere. I think because in Kashmir there's a human rights violation, for the sake of human rights violation, they should intervene.
You're asking the same people who caused the problem to fix the problem. They may, on the surface, make it look like they're doing something about it, but actually, ultimately, set it up so things get worse. Do you not think that's a potential problem?
You know, I personally think that Britain can play a major role, but at the moment, I'm from Pakistan.
I have heard of these invisible germs. They are dangerous to mortals. They must be killed.
Mr. Claypole, the modern scientific way of killing germs is by using this. Excellent idea. Oh, what an idiot. No, nobody will join you, Mr. Claypole. Stop hitting me, Mr. Claypole.
Do you think that the governmental systems are actually looking at those figures are accurate, or do you think that it's all propaganda?
I personally think, because you know, in England we've got a Home Secretary who's Indian, and I don't know if you remember in 2015 she was one of the welcomer of Narendra Modi, and Alok Sharma, and you've got this health minister as well. I think there is more influence, Indian influence, in the British politics than the Pakistani one.
We are here to highlight the atrocities being suffered by mainly the Kashmiris. And the Kashmiris have been suffering, because myself, I'm a Kashmiri as well, so we've been suffering for 74 years today. And it's not only that it's occupation, it's the draconian laws which are imposed there, like Public Safety Act, Special Powers, Police Powers Act 1990, and there's other laws as well, which have been imposed in India, mainly Kashmir. I'm here today to represent Kashmiri Sikhs and the other minorities who actually have been suffering, and we actually like freedom, and we like the world government to get together and sort this issue out. This issue was actually brought forward because of the British who left it behind. So I believe it's the responsibility of the British government to actually sort this issue out, being an important part of the United Nations, because they have a permanent position there, and this problem started because of the British as well. I would like the Indian Embassy to actually revise their actions. I would like the Indian Embassy to actually go according to the promise they made to Pakistan, Kashmiris and the United Nations for plebiscite. Today is 74 years, we still don't have plebiscite. They have taken away Article 370, they've taken away 35A, and they promised that when they take it away, there's going to be a plebiscite, there's going to be a referendum. But till today, 2 years have passed, nothing has been done. They need to keep their promise. They have to sort this out, otherwise this problem is going to remain. And Pakistan and India being atomic powers can be a danger not to South Asia, it can be a danger to the world. The whole world can suffer. So we need to get this sorted out as soon as possible. I would like human rights activists, I would like any activists around, anybody who believes in humanity, the government and the people to get together and sort this issue out. This is an issue just like Palestine, which has been dragging on for 74 years. These two issues are the main issues in the world, making people suffer, and a lot of things are changing in the world which are not good. They actually, human rights are being taken away, so I would appeal to the world to get together and make sure that our human rights are not taken away, and people who are suffering, they actually get the right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Can I use the first speaker?
The police are marching along. I know where these police are off to.
How many more do they want?
How many more police do you need? How many more police do they need? Okay, so we've got Rehana here. My friend Rehana joining us. Welcome, Rehana.
They are all paper tigers, they're all a bunch of nothing, and they will all hide, and they want to use the mechanism of the state to oppress the state, which is not going to work.
What other practical things can we do to help?
I think one thing is, people need to realize sitting at home is no good. We have to come out and protest. There is no point in hiding. Hiding does not work. Hiding has failed. Hiding is the reason why they are pressing us. The only way forward is for us to come out.
Okay, he says Piers Corbyn's arrived. Piers Corbyn's here. Oh, thank you. Cheers. Thank you, Rehana.
We are now in a great historic world struggle. This is equivalent to a Third World War. A Third World War of the people all over the world, against the mega corporations and a tiny number of mega rich people who want to rule the world in a new way.
I never use turpentine when I'm washing brushes. It leaves a residue in your brushes, which is very difficult to get out. Plus, I never use turpentine when I'm washing brushes. It leaves a residue in your brushes, which is very difficult to get out. Plus, it smells bad. Oh, it smells terrible. One drop of turpentine in your house, and you'll be working by yourself, I'll tell you, because it'll run everybody in the house out. Okay, titanium white, we'll just use the old 2-inch brush, what the heck. Let's build just a happy little cloud. And one of the easiest ways to make little clouds is just take the corner of the brush and just tap the canvas with it. Just tap the canvas. We just want a little floater that lives up here in the sky. Just has a good time. Just tap. And you can make him as thick or as thin as you want him. Whatever. We'll give him a little friend. See there? All you have to do is just tap. Now, if you want your clouds to look more distinct and brighter, make your sky a little darker. And when you're using only white paint, then that sun will jump out at you. If you have a...
in India is going to be critical in the way forward. We have important united fronts of action against the new normals and against the new world order. And those have grown the movements from hundreds only a year ago to millions around the world. Millions are now on the march. And whatever the New World Order say, we know there is more of us than the police. And there is no way that in England, United Kingdom, 100,000 police can stop 1 million people on the march. The biggest issue facing...
And sometime later, in the Mayfair hideout of the world's greatest detective, Colonel K, head of Secret Services, is through to... And sometime later, in the Mayfair hideout of the world's greatest detective, Colonel K, head of Secret Services, is through to Danger Mouse on the video phone.
Something's got to be done, dear. Streets are awash with custard.
Says the Persian rugs. Penfold opened a tin for tea.
Well, get out there and do something before the earth's completely covered in... Don't open that deep.
Interesting book, this, Penfold. Lists all life forms in the solar system. Ah, got it. The Wommerblid custard mite of glut.
The what, sir?
We've got to find it, Penfold.
But, Chief, why?
Because, Penfold, it lives on custard. Come on, we're taking the slate off.
Gucharan and I will go back to the National Education Union and demand an explanation on why they prefer to get us arrested rather than have a conversation.
Yeah, true.
What we know as a fact...
It's a beautiful muffins morning, and we've got lots of muffins fun in store for you today. Breakfast will be served in half an hour.
Lasted round. Here, what's punch during the wash basin? Oh, I had to leave him in soak all night. Some flipping kid tried to feed him on ice cream. He won't do it again. I hit him in the crocodile.
I don't want to shave in the same wash basin as Punch has been sitting in all night. You never know what he's been up to.
Sorrow.
That noise! I told you to get us a chalet further away from the speaker, but do you do anything about it? No.
We could have had a chalet further away from the speaker. It was also further away from the loo. You know the trouble you had last season.
Australian officially is COVID, 60% of them.
He's never known to frown, and everybody says he is the happiest man in town.
Snowman is okay. This is Christmas, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to have a snowman costume. Surprise.
We can see that from what's happened in Iceland. See that from what's happened on the Queen Elizabeth ship. So, in about a month's time, there'll be a big surge of cases. And Boris Johnson and that fake, weak, nonsense, fake opposition Labour Party will say it's COVID and they want more of a crackdown.
Why don't you like me?
Because you're a complete bastard.
Vivian, I'm being serious.
Sound on. You're a complete bastard and we all hate you.
I find that rather difficult to believe.
Do you want another lip? I'll put down a fiver.
Yeah, me too. You can count me in.
So their own job will be...
There's a hurricane on the way. Well, if you're watching, don't worry, there isn't. There's a hurricane on the way. Well, if you're watching, don't worry, there isn't. Weather will become very windy, but most of the strong winds, incidentally, will be down over Spain, bringing, if nothing else, a lot of rain with it.
No! No! No!
No!
No more lockdowns! 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 So, as soon as Boris and the fake opposition announce and talking about a date to another lockdown, we take to the streets! Take to the streets! Take to the streets! Take to the streets! take to the streets. And we do that when they make the announcement. Try, do not complain. Thank you. Thank you very much for being here and support.
You watch the fishes, you order the plants, special breathing exercises, monitor your blood pressure, listen to pleasant sounds. Relax.
Zindabad! 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 Deliberately causing food shortages, which has resulted in 2 million people dying last year. And this year they have destroyed the Punjab farmers and their harvest, which will result in genocide. 3,000 people have died resisting the fascist regime at the border of Delhi. The world needs to realize that India is not a democracy. It's a fascist state run by fanatics who have an agenda of Hindutva and cleansing out all India out of their fascist system. So we need to realize there is no such thing as democracy in that union. The only way to bring law and order to that union is for Punjab to free and Punjab to become an independent state. The only future, India is a failed union. Indian Union is a failed political project. Indian Union is a globalist regime-run project which has completely failed. The Indian regime is committing a genocide of its own people. The mass starvation in last year, 2 million people died. And the government is using COVID and lockdown to cover up for the genocidal crime. The reality in that country remains. It's a genocidal country. It's a fascist country which has only one political aim, and that is Hindutva. That is purification of Hindutva into the Nazi formation of the Aryan race. There is no democracy in that country. The only political policy in that country is fascism, and the only solution to that for the Punjabi farmers is Khalistan. Khalistan! Khalistan! There is no place, Bill Gates, you'll be able to hide. There will be no place for none of you globalists to hide. You can hide in your bunkers. But mark my words, we will dig you up.
So if you like that video, do check out my other videos on BitChute and Rumble. I have got a very modest selection of videos on YouTube, but they are prone to censorship.